And some of you who haven't had cancer, tonight is your whisper. A whisper is something that allows you to learn a lesson without actually making you hear the scream. And for women that come to my office that have a benign breast biopsy, they run in, take off their clothing. They throw in their nice cotton gown from the foundation. They sit down. They look at the clock. They want to get out of my office. And they want to get out of my office because they want to get on with their life. And that's when I sit them down, and I actually sit, like down, and I look them in the eye. And I grab the tissue because I know they're going to cry. And I say, listen, God just gave you a whisper. God just whispered in your ear because I know when you got that mammography report or you felt that lump, from that moment on, in your brain is going all those things, that list of 10 things you're going to change if you have cancer. And you're thinking, oh my God, if this is cancer and I die, who's going to raise my kids? My girlfriend is not going to marry my husband. And who's going to drive him here? And who's going to go there? Because your mind starts to race. But when you get the phone call that it's benign, gone. And so I say this is a spiritual opportunity. This is an opportunity to listen to the whispers in your life so that you don't have a need for a scream. And this is Yanni. He's pretty cool. He's this awesome, spiritually gifted artist who I met on my Greek island cruise. And you may have seen that sculpture in my office. That sculpture is called Elevation. And I was on my spiritual journey on my 40th birthday trip. And I saw this beautiful, beautiful sculpture. It's very cool. It's on this long post. It's in my office now. And when I first found it, we were in Mykonos, and my husband's like, we're on our way to the beach. I am not carrying that. Get over yourself. So I bought a couple little statues, and we kept on our way, and we end up back in Athens, and we had dinner in the Plaka, and it's a very cool night. It was beautiful, and we're going back to the hotel, and we're walking back all these streets. I don't even know where we are. And we come down to the corner, and the lights are on, and I see this statue in the window, and I go, see, I was meant to get this. This is divine intervention. So we walk in the store, and my husband's like, oh, geez. So we walk in there, and I see the sculpture, and I say to my girlfriend, Gretchen, Gretty, this is the sculpture I was telling you about. I said, don't you see how beautiful this woman's body is? And she's too skinny, by the way. As you travel up over her hips and to her shoulders, her head is elevated above her body because she understands that our spirit is connected to our body, but our spirit is eternal, and it's elevated outside of our body, so that as we evolve and understand that this is just part of our bigger journey as a soul. Like this part here is just part of our journey as a soul. And as I'm describing this to Gretty, this cute little guy stands up and he says, you'll know exactly what I meant when I made this sculpture. So here I am with the artist in Greece, in the Plaka, and I'm having one of those, oh my God moments. And my husband's like going, oh, here we go again. And you have to know that only 2 nights before that, I started writing my book on that cruise ship in the bathroom in the middle of the night in my journal. In my gratitude journal, I start this automatic writing thing because I had no idea, I had no desire to write a book. I can't even write. I tell stories. I can't write. So now here I am with this dude, with the statue. It's amazing, and I'm like overwhelmed. And I go, you can pack this up. This will be going home with me. So as he was packing up my statue, I'm sitting there looking like the Cheshire Cat because now I got my way. And I was just blown away because I'm sitting there and I've just met this amazing guy who is now giving me all these fabulous stories about life and adventure and love, and it's just so cool. And I look behind me, and if you look up in the corner, you can see these little women running. And you may have noticed that on my desk if you're there. And I said, oh, I love this statue. And he says, oh. He says, I call this statue the winners. He said, this is the picture or the depiction of women winning the battle with breast cancer and finding healing. And I'm like going, because he didn't know I was a doctor. So I pull out my card. It says breast cancer disease, breast cancer surgeon. And I said, I have to have this too. And as I'm looking at it and I'm so amazed, I said, it's so beautiful, like these women are running and leading with their breasts. He said, no, but that's not what's important. He said, what's important is they can turn in the specific direction that they need. You cannot tell them which direction they need to turn to find healing. They need to know which direction. All you need to know is that you need to give them the opportunity. Because I can't tell you what's going to help you heal. I can't tell you what's going to be that monumental moment in your life where everything kind of clicks. But I can tell you that if you don't look and you don't open your mind and you don't open your heart, you're not going to find it. And so that's what it's about. That's what healing is about, is being able to turn in that direction. So here's the deal. All of you, if you're here, you already know there's a little bit more to this than just the cancer, because otherwise you wouldn't be in this room. Regardless if you were in the office today and I forced you to come, or you read it on the internet, whatever. We have a great opportunity, and we're very, very fortunate to have such an amazing group of thrivers to set this wave to start around the world. And if you think about it, if that hand is us, if that hand is this thrivers, and we're able to touch the world and get people to understand that it's not just about the breast cancer, that it's about the life that we lead after breast cancer and the positive changes we can make, not just in how we live and how we eat and how we pray and how we do everything. To learn to live in the moment and to get that gift and to not have to turn the TV on every second and listen to negativity and all the bad things that are happening. We need the Good News Network. It's been one of my pet peeves. I want the GNN. I can turn it on every moment and find out what wonderful thing one of you is doing for somebody else. Driving somebody to their appointment that doesn't even know them. And you breast friends are amazing, because I hear stories about you and I love you even more because I find out that you do these little random acts of kindness to people you don't even know that then become, you know, amazing connections in life. But we have the opportunity to touch so many other people and teach them about healing. So as a thriver, you got a couple things to do. Perspective. Now, if breast cancer doesn't give you perspective on life, I don't know what your next spiritual challenge and adversity is going to be. But perspective is that the day before your diagnosis, you cared about what your house looked like and how clean it was and whether you got all the stuff done on your list. Maybe not you, Connie, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Perspective is that thing that suddenly you realize what's important and what's not. And that perspective is priceless because it helps you to prioritize. And you realize what's important. And for me, prioritizing was making time for me, making time for my family, making time for you guys, making time for those things that matter in my life. And if what you do in your day job, if what you do to pay the bills isn't your passion, it doesn't mean you're in the wrong job. It means that you have to find something to do that is your passion. Because if you don't have passion in your life, if you don't have something that you wake up in the morning and really want to do, it makes it very hard to do all those other things. And I always say I'm the most blessed person in the world because my passion is taking care of you guys. And being able to make this process better is the greatest gift that I could ever, give back to you and that you give back to me. And when you guys come to the office and you hug me, you know that I hugged you when you were first diagnosed? And all those hugs when you come back for all those visits, you're just giving them back in and putting them back in that little safe deposit box so that when the next person walks in the door, I got another hug to give out. But if you don't find passion in what you do, you're missing a great opportunity because passion gives you that ability to just put everything that you have into it. And for some of you who come to our workout, you know that we have a trainer who's really passionate. Rachel is incredibly passionate about you guys. She says it's been one of the greatest gifts for her to see this transformation. I hope that some of you are passionate about what you're doing. If you need a new passion, we're going to be looking for volunteers for the foundation, so we have passion opportunities.